Why do Jungkook's earrings hold such power? Could there be a hidden story behind every glint of silver? Scroll down, but be warned, once you know the truth, you can't unsee it. Comment, like, and subscribe if you've ever noticed the subtle details that only true armies catch. What if we told you that Jungkook's earrings aren't just fashion statements? What if the world's most watched idol wasn't simply wearing jewelry, but speaking a silent language? One that only the most attentive armies have begun to decode. Could those little glimmers of metal be loaded with emotion, memory, rebellion, or even love? Look closer. Behind each hoop, chain, and stud is a story. And it's time we tell it. It all began, as most things do, with Jungkook, quietly. There was no grand announcement when he first pierced his ears. No press release. No flashy photo shoot. One day, he simply appeared, with a subtle silver loop catching the light beneath a tousle of dark hair, and army collectively gasped. That tiny ring whispered something new. Something unspoken. Something that said, this boy is becoming his own man. And the world noticed. From that moment on, his earrings became a phenomenon. They weren't just accessories, they were events. Every airport appearance, every rehearsal, every live stream was dissected. Not for what he said but for what he wore. Specifically, what shimmered from his ears. And slowly, a pattern began to emerge. A story. A secret. Some earrings dangled like delicate swords. Others were studs, sharp and subtle. Some matched his stage outfits with eerie precision, while others felt deeply personal, worn with the kind of confidence that said, no one told me to wear this. I chose it. But what does it all mean? For years, fans have speculated that Jungkook's earrings are more than aesthetic choices. That they are coded hidden messages only the closest observers might catch. Could a moon-shaped earring suggest loneliness? Could a red gem represent passion? Could a mismatched pair mean emotional duality? And more curiously, could they be gifts? Because sometimes, when Jungkook wears a particular piece, ARMY can't help but wonder, who gave that to him? Is it from a stylist? A brand? Or maybe from someone closer? One earring in particular sparked wildfire among fans. A silver chain with a tiny black cross, worn during a performance that left many in tears. That night, his vocals were raw, trembling. His eyes distant. And that single earring swayed with every movement, like it too was heavy with feeling. Fans swore they'd never seen it before. It wasn't part of a promo. It wasn't a stylist's usual pick. So where did it come from? Some fans dove deep into footage. Others zoomed into high-resolution airport shots, comparing angles, shadows, reflections. The consensus: that earring was new. And possibly personal. Theories exploded. Had someone special given it to him? Was it meant to honor something or someone? Then there was the lip-piercing moment. The entire fandom shook. One grainy image at Incheon International Airport, barely a glimpse, and suddenly the internet fractured. Is that? No way. Did he pierce his lip? And the answer was yes. Eventually confirmed on stage and again in his solo lives. But what really struck ARMY wasn't the piercing itself, it was the way he wore it. Boldly. Proudly. Without explanation. Like a declaration. And again paired with a specific set of earrings that hadn't been seen before. The edges sharp. Metallic. Edgy. They weren't just part of his look. They were his armor. Because for Jungkook, jewelry isn't just about trends. It's about transformation. We've watched him evolve from a 15-year-old trainee into a global icon. And each piercing has marked a chapter in that journey. Like rings on a tree trunk. Like scars. Like secret tattoos, but glimmering in plain sight. Sometimes paired with dark clothing. Sometimes with soft pastel sweaters. Always intentional. What's more haunting? Some fans have noticed he tends to wear different earrings depending on who he's with. Around the members, he plays with symmetry. Around certain bandmates, mismatched pieces. Around the public, hoops, spikes, and chains. But during solo shoots, there's an unmistakable softness. A quiet vulnerability. As if his earrings are mood rings, translating emotion into metal. And it begs the question, what is Jungkook trying to tell us? Or more accurately, what is he hiding? Because with every comeback, his aesthetic sharpens. Darker tones. Bolder silhouettes. Layered jewelry. His ears, once soft and unmarked, now carry the weight of multiple piercings. He's become a canvas of his own making. A mirror of rebellion, artistry, and unspoken emotion. Could it be that his earrings are the last remaining place where he speaks freely? Away from scripts, interviews, brand deals. A silent language known only to him and those who truly see him. And if that's true, then every new earring is a confession. One that AIMY reads like scripture. Late at night, threads appear. Did you notice the new earring? Why does it match Jimin's necklace from 3 months ago? Look at the one he wore during the encore, he was crying. It's not hysteria. It's heartbreak. It's reverence. Because for fans who followed Jungkook for over a decade, every detail matters. Nothing is accidental. Not when it comes to him. So what's the real secret? Perhaps it's this: the earrings aren't for us at all. Maybe they are for him. Markers of survival. Of growth. Of memory. Maybe they remind him who he was, who he is, and who he's still becoming. Maybe they are the only part of his identity that he gets to craft in total freedom. Or maybe, just maybe, they are love letters. To someone. To something. To a part of himself long buried. And maybe that's why AIMY can't look away. Because in those earrings, in every flash of silver, we see him unguarded. Untamed. Undeniably human. Not a product. Not a superstar. But Jungkook. The man behind the myth. Quietly telling his truth one glint at a time. So the next time you see him on stage, or passing through an airport, or laughing on a live stream, look closer. Watch what he's wearing. Notice the sway, the shape, the glimmer. Because the secret's always there. Hanging just below the surface. Waiting for you to see it. Because in those earrings, in every flash of silver, we see him unguarded. Untamed. Undeniably human. Not a product. Not a superstar. But Jungkook. The man behind the myth. Quietly telling his truth one glint at a time. So the next time you see him on stage, or passing through an airport, or laughing on a live stream, look closer. Watch what he's wearing. Notice the sway, the shape, the glimmer. Because the secret's always there. Hanging just below the surface. Waiting for you to see it. But what deepens the mystery even more is not just the design of the earrings, but the timing. The moments when Jungkook chooses to wear certain pieces, when. Not just what, has become a detail that fans track with eerie precision. Because what AIMY has begun to realize is that Jungkook's earrings often appear during emotionally loaded moments. Not during high-gloss award shows, but in the quiet spaces in between, when he returns from a break. When he performs alone. When he sits silently beside the other members while they laugh. Eyes fixed on something far away. Could it all be coincidence? Or is it an emotional breadcrumb trail? One quiet live broadcast stands out in particular. Jungkook wore a small, star-shaped earring. So small, in fact, you might miss it if you weren't paying close attention. But those who followed his every step, every fashion shift, every subtle change, they knew immediately, this earring was not random. It was the same shape, same color, same tiny shimmer as a pendant Jimin had worn in a winter photo shoot 2 years prior. No comment was made. Jungkook said nothing about it. But the fandom felt the tension crackle through the screen. A coincidence? Or a memory? Was he referencing a moment? A person? A feeling? You begin to wonder if every earring is a form of silent communication. A message not meant for the world, but for someone specific. A piece of jewelry chosen not by a stylist. Not for fashion, but to speak without saying a word. Because Jungkook is not known for pouring his soul into interviews. He often dodges personal questions with a shy laugh or a soft, "I'm okay." But AIMY knows when he doesn't speak with his voice, he speaks with his body. With his eyes. With his hands. And maybe with his ears. There was a strange period when Jungkook stopped wearing earrings. For almost 2 full months. Fans noticed he appeared bare, no hoops, no chains, nothing. Just his untouched ears. And it didn't feel normal. It felt hollow. His presence remained magnetic, his smile still dazzling. But there was something missing. And fans noticed. When asked about it during a casual live, he simply replied with a chuckle. "I wanted to look more clean. Simpler." But fans weren't convinced. Why the sudden change? Was it personal? Was it heartbreak? Was it pressure? And then, just as suddenly as he had stripped them away, he returned. This time, not with 1, but 3 earrings. 2 on the left. 1 on the right. Mismatched, asymmetrical, defiant. He showed up to a dance practice in a plain black hoodie, but those earrings. They screamed. They glinted like battle scars. And AIMY instantly knew something had happened. He wasn't just back. He was transformed. After that, the count kept growing. 2 piercings became 4. 4 became 6. And then one day, a new glint appeared high on his cartilage, barely visible under his hair. Subtle. Almost hidden. Most wouldn't notice. But those who did knew. This wasn't just a fashion choice. It was a statement. Each new hole was an act of reclamation. A declaration of independence. A symbol of endurance. Of surviving and choosing to express that survival. Because when you Jungkook, when every move, every look, every breath is analyzed, you learn how to communicate in quiet ways. You learn how to scream without making a sound. You learn to let metal speak for you. In South Korean culture, especially in the K-pop industry, piercings and jewelry can be complicated. Too bold and you're labeled rebellious. Too soft and you're seen as dull. But Jungkook, he shattered the spectrum entirely. He made his own aesthetic. He refused every label and turned his body into his own visual diary. And his ears. They became chapters in that diary. To this day, no one knows how many earrings Jungkook actually owns. Devoted fans have counted over 50 distinct pairs across the years, some luxurious, some so simple they look handmade. Some appear only once and vanish forever. Others become staples. Worn again and again like a favorite song you can't stop humming. And from this growing catalogue, another theory was born, one even more layered, more emotionally charged. What if some of these earrings are not just accessories, but personal relics? What if there are earrings he keeps not for style, but for who gave them to him? What if there are pieces he wears only when he's hurting? What if there's one specific pair he only reaches for when he's missing? Someone he can't name out loud.